Hey guys, Clumsy here and welcome back to ETS2. Time to explore another part of Corsica. In the previous episode, we checked it out for the first time, taking a route from Porto Vecchio to Ajaccio. And pardon the pronunciations, I'm not from here. But in this episode, we are planning to take the same route, the same source and destination, just flip it around. But this time, taking this route on the south here, which looks a bit Mexico Extremo-ish. Yeah, so we will see. So first things first, let's go and pick up the trailer. I'll share what updates I might have. Not so many though. Not so many updates I heard. And we will check out... Ooh, interesting. Let me try something. Let me try something if this works. And voila. Does that work? I hope that works. And now we have the proper GPS again. So thank you guys for letting me know. So that is confirmed now. The white background that you saw in the previous episode in a few seconds ago was coming from Vadic's TAF XF105, and I'm not particularly a fan of it. So there, we've removed it. I know there were a couple of other non-fans as well. So that's great. Also, first time I used that, I think, on the video. The relatively new feature of OBS that you can pause the video now. And no need to edit it out and stuff like that. So, good for me. Whenever I do a screw up, which is quite often, I can now pause it and don't have to restart the entire video or edit it. Anyway, that's just mostly internal stuff. Loving this truck still. What do you guys think our next truck should be? Do you guys have a truck in mind? I saw that Shumi released an update to his Actros MP4 already. And now it is compatible with 1.36, so we can go with that. Do let me know if you have any other preferences or if you've heard some other mods that are compatible with 1.36 now. Although, to be honest, we might be going back to 1.35 soon anyway. We'll see. But I do have a surprise for you guys in terms of the... let me see, wait on a sec. Can we go through here instead? That way and then that way. Yeah, exactly. That's more scenic, I think. That would work pretty well. Okay. Oh, and sorry. One more. I want to pass through Bonifacio as well. Unlock that so we get some jobs out of there. Just loop around. That shouldn't take long. So I do have a surprise for you guys. Some of you might be familiar with it already, but I won't spoil it. I'm going to test out a new map mod or an updated map mod that is compatible with 1.36 already. A little bit of a hint. The map maker is a very famous guy. He is a very well-known member of the community. And he has done a lot of amazing stuff for the community. He has helped out a lot of people. He does have his enemies though. But you know what they say about people who have enemies, right? That means they're just very passionate about what they believe in. And they're not afraid to fight for it. Because they say if you don't have enemies, then you're not fighting for anything. That kind of makes sense somehow. Don't know about you guys, but that makes sense to me. Anyway, so what other hints can I give? One other hint I can give, actually, you know what? Maybe my hints won't even have a purpose because by the time you guys see this video, I probably have finished streaming already, so that kind of doesn't make sense. So yeah, scratch that. Okay, that guy's turning right. Let's take some time to appreciate the different traffic vehicles we are encountering on the road right now, though. I do love that variety, and that is thanks to Traffic Maniac. I'm so happy that it's natively compatible with 1.36 as well. Also, speaking of 1.36, I heard that we have I heard that Project Next Gen might be compatible. I'm a bit I have my reservations in enabling it though, because in 1.36 there have been a lot of changes with the textures and whatnot. So if we use Project Next Gen, it might work, but it might not be optimal. There might be some new textures that we are replacing from SCS, and I think they're implementing some kind of new logic with the textures. They have LODs now also for the textures, not only for the vehicles, I think. So even like for models from far away, they have LODs now. That's at least how I understand it. Man, that's amazing here in Ajaccio. Feels very tropical. Feels very like you want to go on vacation. I don't know, whenever I see a pine tree, not pine tree, what do you call these, like coconut trees, I feel like going on vacation, even though I'm from a tropical country. So coconut trees are actually very common. Oh, wait a minute, one of you guys also told me that trucks are actually not allowed on the inner lane, and I keep moving there when I'm moving to the left, when I'm turning to the left. So I won't do that anymore. I'll do it this way instead. This will be safer for everybody involved. Looking good. Driving like a pro. No, I was just lucky not to get hit by that curb. Or not to hit that curb, rather. And of course, I lost my train of thought. Dang it. I am absolutely loving the textures here, though. So these are all default textures, guys. No, I think so. I think I removed the Naturalux vegetation fix. So it should be all default, but I'll have to double check later. And speaking of Naturalux, a couple of you guys have been asking, and I've been told that actually 1.36 is not yet compatible, or Naturalux is not yet compatible with 1.36, unfortunately. So they currently, we do have Naturalux though here, but this is only for like testers. So this is like closed beta version still. So it's not yet released to the public. I think Kirill is still working on fixes and full compatibility with 1.36. And I'm not sure if I can share it though, but maybe it's not too bad. It's not a secret. I don't think it's a secret, but he has been exploring what the new stuff are in 1.36, and he has been pretty happy with the new tools available for tinkering with weather, with lighting and whatnot. So I think that's a win, a huge win for Naturalux for the future. So we can look forward to more stuff, more features, even more beautiful visuals in the future with these advanced capabilities coming into play in 1.36. The only thing is, he is a bit undermanned, Kirill, the mod author of Naturalux. So he's still looking for people. Actually, I don't think he's gotten anybody yet. Level crossing? I don't think he's gotten any help yet. So if you guys are interested in helping out and becoming a Naturalux developer or a contributor to Naturalux, go and join his Discord server. Go and email him or go and post something on the forums. Get in touch with him and let him know that you're interested, and ask what current roles, what current kind of help he is looking for. Maybe you can help out, and who knows, maybe you'll get access to the beta as well, to all the insider stuff. That's an added benefit on top of being an actual contributor of the mod. Bonifacio. That sounds very Spanish. You know why? Because in the Philippines, we have a hero, a national hero. No, he's not our national hero, but he is. There is a bit of controversy there that he should have been. But his family name is Bonifacio, Andres Bonifacio. And as the Philippines was under Spanish rule for hundreds of years, we have gotten a lot of names from with Spanish Spanish descent or Spanish roots. Actually, my real life name, family name, is also Spanish sounding. So that's a bit of a hint. But I won't tell. It's a secret. But yeah, so Bonifacio sounds very Spanish to me. Anyway, Naturalux looking for volunteers, so go ahead and help out. Go ahead and volunteer there. My goodness, we're on a proper highway now. Beautiful. Oh, that's a spot later for photo taking. I'll take care of that later. So yeah, lots of new things for ETS2 1.36. Mods are starting to become compatible bit by bit. There has been a lot of frustration for 1.36 though. Oi, 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 oi. I'm sorry, I was wrong there. I thought he was going to turn right. That's my bad. My bad entirely. No excuse. Too distracted. So I was browsing through the forums and I saw that a lot of people were not liking 1.36 very much. In particular because of this forced DirectX 11 switch. Now for the normal folks like you and me, you probably don't even notice it. But the hardcore guys who are really like into graphics and stuff and all the different options, many of them are fans of DirectX 9. Because DirectX 9, in DirectX 9 you can use the NVIDIA Inspector and use customized anti-aliasing, some very advanced anti-aliasing techniques to remove the jagged edges and remove the shimmer, the shining stuff, make the visuals much better. I tried it myself before, but I didn't know, I didn't like the effect of what the NVIDIA Inspector was giving. Maybe I made the wrong settings or something. But yeah, it's a bit weird. So I don't know. So those people who love the X9 and NVIDIA Inspector are hating on 1.36 right now because DirectX 11 is forced, and with DirectX 11 they cannot use NVIDIA Inspector anymore. The anti-aliasing settings don't take into effect anymore. And so they are really hating because they are forced to use the built-in anti-aliasing. And even though SCS provided a new anti-aliasing option, ooh, beautiful coast, the SMAA sub-pixel morphological anti-aliasing, it's not really that much better than the old school anti-aliasing technique that SCS was using, called MLAA, morphological anti-aliasing or something. Wow, very strong crosswinds today. You have to be very careful because we are carrying a curtain cider. Might get blown off by the wind. Sarte. So yeah, they are forced to use DirectX 11 and the quote-unquote mediocre, controversially mediocre SMAA from SCS. And they are saying that the jagged edges are very bad. So the anti-aliasing they were using with NVIDIA Inspector before was way better. Now that's from them. Personally, I wasn't such a fan when I tried it. So for me, I'm really liking this SMAA. And the updated textures from SCS, like the power lines, they updated those so they don't have you mostly cannot see any jagged edges there anymore. And I'm definitely noticing some improvement with SMAA enabled. The truck is more you see less jagged edges, yeah, and you don't see any blurriness. So I'm really liking it, but that's just me from a normal guy's point of view, I can say. I'm loving this route we have right now. It's like the perfect mix between highways and country roads and mountain passes and stuff like that. I'm enjoying this, hope you guys are as well. And as a tribute, I do have one question, let's go with that. So this is technically a Q&A episode, even though I only have 2 questions from one person. So Philosopher Kwe, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Is it Philosopher Kwe or Philosopher Q? Had 2 questions for me, and they're a bit related because of my answer. Porto Vecchio and Bonifacio this way. Bonifacio. So Philosopher Kwe had 2 questions. The first one is, he was asking which journeys are most memorable for me in ETS2. And you guys know me. If you've been in the channel for quite a while, you know that I'm very bad at remembering things. I have goldfish memory, and so these kinds of questions are very hard for me to answer because I always forget. But that being said, oh, I love that church. Is that a new model? I love that. Very nice. That being sorry, what is the difference between these two, Bonifacio and Bonifacio? You guys have been telling me Ayakshu. You guys have been telling me that these guys speak a different language, not Italian, but at the same time not French. So they have something, I don't know, in between. Can you guys clarify on that? You helped me out a bit last time. Maybe you can help me out even more, or maybe I just forgot what you explained. Case in point. Anyway, so I don't have very good memory, and so it's hard for me to remember which places I really enjoyed. But one thing I can say, and one thing I definitely remember, and I think I would give this answer as my most memorable journey in ETS2, is my trip to the North Cap in Norway. I remember it was a long trip. It was a very scenic trip. We had our view of the midnight sun, and finally when we arrived in North Cape, we were met by a beautiful view across the cliffs, across a very famous landmark, and it was one of those momentous occasions that I still remember up to now, even with goldfish memory. So that's definitely saying something. Now I can't remember which Promods version enabled that. Which Promods version came with North Cape? Maybe Promods 2.0 or 2.1, one of those probably. But I can definitely remember that was one of the best trips I've ever done. And so maybe in the near future we can go back there, I hope. Slow down a bit, 50 speed limit here. Man, I'm loving the detail here. Tourists can actually take a photo there, huh? That would have been a nice photo spot. It's okay. Lots of accidents on the road though. I'm hoping that we don't get any of the detours, because detours are now part of ETS2 and I didn't turn it down, so it's at the default value. So I'm thinking it might actually bite us later on. Like, imagine here in Corsica where you only have like one main road or one road going to a place, and if that gets blocked, you'll have to circle all the way around the island just to get to that place again. So if that happens to us, then boo-hoo. We will see what we will do. Maybe we'll cheat or something. Or we'll sneak past them, i.e. cheat. Anyway, second question from Philosopher is related, because he was asking when would I go to the North Cape, or actually he mentioned Cape North. I'm guessing that's the same thing. I hope it's the same thing in real life. I'm not sure. I have no plans on going to Norway in the near future, but I am hoping that I can someday. And one of my dreams is to go there and to rent a car and just drive around everywhere. I'm sure people will stay away because of my driving skills when that happens. But yeah, I do want that to happen someday. It's not... we do have other plans though at the moment. I think the next stop for us is Australia, because we are looking for a... what is the term? Ocular. We want to see if Australia is somewhere we can see ourselves living in. Not only for vacation, not only going for vacation, but actually like eyeing the place and evaluating if it's something that we can live and stay at. Because right now we are in Singapore. But Singapore is very cliquish at the moment when it comes to making foreigners permanent residents. So we've been in Singapore for more than 6 years now, and when we recently applied for permanent residency, we got declined because they are really limiting their population. Especially the foreigner population is getting a bit overblown from their standards, so they are trying to tone down on it. That's what they say, at least. That's the press release. That's a very nice scenery there. Like a castle in the distance. I think you guys know that was going to happen, huh? It's only a matter of time. Well, for that view, it was worth it. For that view, it was worth it. Just a little nick on the bumper. Can't say the same for the other guy though. The other, what do you call those things? Ooh, fancy. Bullion? No. Starts with a B, I think. I can't remember. Jack would know. Jack told me about that, I remember. Those like barriers, those poles that are sticking out from the ground. And look at this. Hey! I hit the bus? No. That bus must be a football player, you know? Move within an inch of him and he says, oh, foul. But yeah, look at this. Is that the bus stop? Is that a sign? Is that something that will enable us to, in the future, explore and be in... maybe Eurocoach Sim is still a thing. That would be the day, huh? Who knows? With over 100 employees in SCS, maybe some of them, maybe one or two, are working on Eurocoach Sim. That would be amazing. You shop, we drop, says Tesco. Everyone is turning right, that's good. And I do like that the AI, even with all their faults, at least they indicate properly. You can actually understand where they want to go most of the time. Granted, they kind of indicate late at some points, but overall, AI from ETS2 and ETS, they're one of the best in the business, if I must say. I think even compared with AAA games, they're really, really good. Cute little like bonsai looking tree in the middle there. Ooh, don't look too much. Do not look too much. We've had enough accidents for this trip. Wonder where that goes. Dirt road. So yeah, what other updates do I have? Promods 2.42. I haven't tried it yet because it's only for 1.35. And maybe eventually, maybe after we explore Corsica in full, if there are no new other mods to explore, I might go back to 1.35. I'm not sure though. I'm kind of liking the functionalities here. Why did that car just stop in the middle of the roundabout? Interesting. Okay, we're back in Porto Vecchio. That's the road we were taking before, the yellow one on the left on the GPS. That's the one we took on our way to Ajaccio or Ajaccio. This time we're taking the one from the south. That was a very nice trip. And that's a very nice bus. I think that's one of the new ones. That was the same bus I hit, I think. Maybe that's even more of a sign for Eurocoach Sim. They're starting to make coach models now. Maybe that's the AI version of the upcoming coach, huh? Eurocoach Sim hype. Maybe. I mean, they have the map already. If they can model a coach, get some licenses. Maybe. I'm calling it. I'm calling Eurocoach Sim, guys. It's coming before the end of the year. Hashtag fake news. But who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll see. So yeah, I might go back to 1.35 to try out Promods, 2.42 and Truckers MP, or we might just toughen it out with 1.36 because quite a number of mods are coming out anyway that are compatible with it, and there's plenty to try. I'm sure we'll get to try Pro mods again when it's become compatible with 1.36. And that new map mod that I'm trying out, that's also something. That updated map mod, so we do have plenty to try in ETS2. For ATS, I am not very up to date with the mods. I haven't heard much. But I did see the blog post from Promods, ATS, Promods Canada, that they are actually... so stuff is in progress, that's good. But they are not eyeing a 2019 release anymore. Or 2020 was it? Oh, I'm forgetting now. Yeah, I think they're not... I think they were they trying to give something by end of this year? And I think they said in the blog that that's not going to be a thing anymore because they didn't want to sacrifice quality. So maybe early 2020. That's what I remember. Don't quote me on that though. You know how my memory is. So take that as an unverified rumor. Okay. This is a very nice trailer. I think this is a Stowbar trailer from when I was choosing the skin a while ago. Wow, this is a very short episode. Didn't notice. Hope you guys enjoyed the short one though. Let me know. I'm looking forward to what you have to say. So, don't forget guys, hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button, comment, share with your friends. And I'll catch you next time, okay? Clumsy trucking everybody, and bye-bye. See you soon.